I just find something out, bro. There's another guy in the picture, bro. I got the meanest headache.
Why are you crying? Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Trauma dumping. Now, you clearly saw in the beginning of this YouTube video, we put Kai Sanai, and we're not here to roast Kai. We're here to help people not lose their aura. But this has to go without a doubt. R.I.P. aura. When the girl is first talking to you, if you're here being an emotional shitbag, she does not want a therapist, especially in the beginning. They want someone that is fun, playful, teasing, who doesn't really care, who's nonchalant. But if you're trauma dumping, you're making her sad. Girls want a guy that's the life of the party, who's actually funny. But if you're trauma dumping, especially in the initial stages of seduction, you're cooking yourself. You can't come back. No, like literally, R.I.P. your aura. You're not coming back from this shit. Now, to piggyback off that, to backflip off that shit, when we looked at the beginning and we saw Kai crying on his story, this is no offense to Kai, like I'm saying, but you cannot come back from this. Now, if you have money, that's a whole nother ballpark. But if you're crying on your story, or better yet, let's say you and the girl break up, and then you think it's going to be in your favor to go on Instagram and go on Twitter and say, I'm done with relationships. I don't remember the exact thing he said, but if you're going to say, I'm done with relationships, best believe everyone who saw that shit is thinking, huh, he's a bitch ass nigga. He got hurt. Or worse, they're thinking he probably got cheated on. And they're probably thinking, bro, he's being real. He's being vulnerable. And to be quite frank, when the girls see that you've been hurt or cheated on, the first thing in their mind is, why did he get cheated on? Is he lacking in the meat department? If he was that man, why would he get cheated on? He must be lacking in a category, because if we're being objective here, girls already have easy access to sex. So if a girl chooses another man over you, that must mean you're lacking in a certain department. That must mean you're not giving her the pipe she really wants. And that is by nature RP your aura. So these are the habits that do kill your aura. You can't come back from this. Like I said, this is no hate to Kai. We're just looking at the actions and the character themselves. Next up on the list, we have acting too horny. Now, we already know how bad trauma dumping is. The thing with acting too horny, this is also contextual, right? Too horny is why we have to put this at, you're cooked. Now, the only reason you're cooked is it really depends on how much attraction she has towards you. Because to be quite frank, if she finds you attractive, most of the things you say won't be that bad. But if you're initially too horny, she might start thinking, he only wants me for my body, and that's anti-seductive. Girls love when you're spontaneous, when you're intimate, but if you expose your hand too quick, you kill attraction. If you're not mysterious, if you kill the Cinderella or the fantasy they have in their mind, if you don't give them plausible deniability, I'm not gonna lie, this has to go in the RP or aura. Because to be quite frank, no girl likes to think, hey, I want this guy to text me at this time and say we're gonna fuck at this time o'clock. Even if you do end up fucking this girl, her shit will be so dry, Sahara Desert won't have shit on her. It's levels to this, bro. So I know I've been yapping on that shit. Let's go into lacking confidence. This one is not gonna be RP or aura, believe it or not. You can make this a bad habit or stop ASAP. We're gonna put this at stop ASAP, bad habit. I'm going to say this. I know you're thinking, bro, that should be RIP or aura, but to be quite frank, you can literally fake not having confidence. For example, you could go up to a girl, act fake shy and act fake nervous, and you could still get the bucket.
Excuse me, ladies. My friend thought you were really cute, but like he's real nervous. Like he's real nervous to talk to you. Like he really want to talk to you though.
Which one?
Him right here. Oh wait, come here. Come here, bro.
Come on, bro. You said you were nervous.
How you doing?
Good.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Come on, bro.
You always look wrong, man.
You're very pretty.
Thank you.
You know.
Just move, bro. Just move. Can I talk to you? Like, move around, bro.
That was me.
not mean because I can try to give a chance. Like, as a
Bro, I'm
man,
trying. I'm trying.
I'm helping him out.
Can I get your number?
Because normally they're used to, most of the guys that do approach, they're either oozing with confidence and they also turn them off, or they expose their intentions too early. So in general, lacking confidence can be RP or. Initially walking up to her and you find her attractive, if you lack confidence, you can still get a bucket. It's not even not that bad, honestly. Because the fact that you even had the nuts to walk up to her, you're hooping. So next up, we have complimenting her looks. Now, off the bat, we know in this channel, we don't fuck with giving girls free validation. So I know what you're thinking. This should be an RP or aura, but it can be a you are cooked. It's not an exactly RP or aura only because relative to trauma dumping and acting too horny, it's not that bad. Only reason you're cooked from complimenting her looks is because that's what every single guy does. You're not different. You're like a fart in the wind. You're meaningless, wayward. She doesn't care that you exist. So you are cooked. The only people that can get away with this stupid habit is if she already finds you attractive. Like I said, I know you're hearing me say this a lot, but a lot of these habits, I'm telling you guys, if you match her type, you can get away with this shit. If you are her type, you can get away with being cooked. But even if you are her type, this might even go to RP or. Even if you are her type, it will get to a point where your compliments won't mean shit. If you give it to her too much, you're cooked. If you give a girl the world, what else can you give her? You're boring. That's why this, I'm not going to put into RP or because relative to trauma dumping and acting too horny, it's beneath it, but it still is at the borderline of RP or. Next up, let's do with being too available. Now this one, you have to stop this immediately. Only because seduction starts when the girl can think about you when you're not around her. But if you're always around her, we have to put this at you are cooked. Not even stop ASAP. But if you're around her too much, she won't have the chance to miss you. She can't. It's like, that's why if you look at the statistics, married couples, because they're so around so often. Have you heard guys on Reddit forums saying, I don't know what happened, but the moment I married her, the sexual tension died? It's because they're around too much. Seduction starts when you can miss them. It's like having your favorite cake or your favorite steak every day. It doesn't hit the same. So this can also easily go to RP or aura, but relative to trauma dumping and acting too horny, you are cooked. Next up, we have over-explaining. You have to stop this immediately. The only problem with over-explaining is it sounds like you care too much. Sometimes your best bet will be under-explaining. For example, if you're on a date with the girl, you guys might be sitting face to face with each other. You don't have to fill in every pause and every gap. You can let silence fill the air. That makes it sound like you're composed and you're not overly compensating or overindulging or overly investing their emotions into the date. You want to be stoic, so we want to put over-explaining at stop ASAP. It's not that crazy, but it can kill her attraction to you. Next up is asking too much questions. This can also go into stop ASAP. A better way, if you do want to ask questions, is to go deep, not wide. Shop Taekwondo. Watch his channel. But in the sense of, if you are going to ask a question, you want to piggyback on that question. So for example, let's say you guys first are on the first date. You might ask her, hey, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite hobby? What's your favorite food? That's asking too many questions. But a better way to frame the questions is you can go deeper. So let's say you asked her about her love language and she says she likes physical touch. You might ask her why. You might say, what about this type of physical touch? You want to piggyback on the same topic and not flip-flop through topics like you're reading a damn book. Next up, we have asking permission to call. This is not that bad, but it's not that bad. It's actually a bad habit. Nope, it's not that bad. Bad habit? Nope. It's not that bad, but ideally, if you do want to call a girl, you're better off framing it in a way of saying this. Hey, I'm about to call you at 9 o'clock. Very simple. It's not even that you're asking. Or you can say, I'm about to call you at 9 o'clock. Make sure to answer. Is it that deep? Not necessarily. But the reason why it doesn't help you to ask permission to call is, especially in the initial phase of attraction, I know you're thinking, bro, I don't know, she might be busy, she might be doing this. Man, fuck that shit. We still want to have the frame of we don't really care. And as long as you're not being too rude with it, she will let it slide. People who ask permission to call, I used to be one of these victims, I used to be one of these fools to always ask for permission to call. The problem with always asking is she will sit you on delivered and you just won't call. But if you say you're gonna call at this time, even if she's not available, she'll tell you, actually, I'm not available at 9 o'clock. Can we try at 10 o'clock? Then you'll call at 10. But if you ask permission to call, when the time comes to call, you'll be sitting on delivered waiting for a text back. When if you only just told her you're gonna call and then you called at 9 o'clock, you won't have any chance to hesitate. You'll be cooling. You'll be good. Over agreeing. Now, I know you guys saw the Will Smith clip. Now, I'm going to editor put the clip here. If you watch in the clip, you'll see initially Will Smith laughed at the joke until he saw his wife. Now he thought it wasn't funny.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
So clearly you see Will Smith is laughing. His wife is clearly upset. But if you find it funny, the next answer isn't to, hey, I got caught laughing, let me try to make up for it and slap Chris Rock. No, you own it. You tell the wife, yeah, it's my fault. But let's see what he does after laughing his ass off at that very same joke.
That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Oh, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Chris Rock does a good job of playing it off. Oh, it's just a smack. Even though his tooth might be aching, he played it off. He acted like it was nothing. He didn't get emotional. Let's keep watching.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Wow, dude. Yes. It was a G.I. Jane joke. Keep my wife's name out your fucking.
So can someone explain how you can go from laughing at a joke to that same joke being the reason for your anger? We might have to rank this at you are cooked. The problem with over agreeing is sometimes you want to kind of disagree. You want to come off as not a spineless fool. You want to come off as having a backbone. But if you're a yes man, if she thinks anything she says is a yes from you, you're going against the rules of hypergamy. Girls already look up. They want the guy as stronger, cooler, taller, who is more financially set. If a guy like that is telling them yes 24/7, you are defying the rules of hypergamy. Because if you're saying yes to everything, that sounds like you are her subordinate. It sounds like you are beneath her, and that might go into RP your aura. We'll keep it that you're cooked. Now, being boring, even if you're talking to a girl and she's being super dry, keep in mind it's still your fault. If you let her lead a conversation, we'll have to put this at, this is a bad habit only because this is very based on the situation. Being boring can easily shoot up to RP or aura, but that's only being boring only depends on everything else, all these other items on this list. So if you're doing everything right, it's impossible to be boring. If you're lacking confidence or if you're over explaining, this is like a one size fits all. Next up, we have trying too hard. This is an immediate RIP or aura. The moment a girl realizes that you're trying to impress her, she will leave so fast you would have thought you farted in the air because you can't smell that shit and it's gone. I got the breath. But the problem with trying too hard is if you are that guy, if you're following the rules of hypergamy, you don't have to say anything. Your actions will speak volumes. So if you're trying too hard, all you're showing to her is that you are not the guy that she thinks you are. For example, if you're on a first date with the girl and after the date she doesn't call back, it's because, I'm telling you right now, you were trying too hard. Let's look back. First of all, for you to even get the date with the girl, that means she must not only trust you, but the idea she has of you in her head is enough to elicit a first date. If the idea she had of you in her head was not good, was not seductive, She would not go out on the first date with you. So what does this mean? That means is if you go on the first date and you show too much of your hand and the actions you're showing towards her goes against the idea she has of you in her head, RIP or you're trying too hard. Next up, we have lack of competence. Now, in the initial stages of attraction, it's a bad habit. You won't kill your aura. But if you're doing something long term, I'm going to show you guys in-game example footage of lacking competence.
Why do you look like you're miserable? Huh?
Because you make me feel like the man.
Why?
You made me get the tickets. You made me talk to the agent because you didn't want to ask which line it was. We're staying in my house. And then you're like, I don't want to go, I have anxiety. Like, I feel like the fucking man in the relationship and it gives me the ick. Like, genuinely.
Do you still love me though?
Easily can go into RP or, but for the initial attraction, it's just a bad habit. Next up, we have bad hygiene. For the initial attraction, this is actually not that bad. Assuming that you look the part, you can pull off I'm lying. I'm lying, this is a stop ASAP. First of all, when you first walk up to her, if you smell, you're cooked. If you don't look the part, you're cooked. Even if you're chopped, if your fit is atrocious, I'm sorry, she will judge you. So bad hygiene, it's a stop ASAP, but it's not an RP or aura. It can go up there. It's just it's not black and white. Because bad hygiene could be, hey, your fingernails are dirty, but your teeth is clean, you still smell nice. So we're going to put it at stop ASAP, but it just depends on the extent of the bad hygiene. Next up, we have contradicting yourself. Now, this can really depend on how bad you lie to yourself, but for the initial stage of attraction, it's honestly not that bad. I'm lying. It's actually you are cooked. Especially in the initial phase of attraction. I know I've said that shit about 100 times in this video. Who cares? But the problem with contradicting yourself is once she realized that there's an incongruence with what you're saying and what you're doing, she thinks you're a liar. Now, if this was a one-night stand type of thing, will it matter? No. But if you're looking for something long-term, if there's a girl you really like, contradicting yourself just won't help in any regard. Next, we have getting rejected in public. This depends on how the reaction looks. So if from afar it looks like it was a calm, the girl wasn't going, she might have a boyfriend, it can easily be a not that bad. But if the girl slaps you, if she pushes you off, if she yells at you, girls really value social proof. So if everyone hates you, guess who also hates you? The girls do. If everyone loves you, guess who also loves you? The girls do. So getting rejected in public, it depends on the context. It's not so black and white. We're going to put it at stop as soon as possible. Now the last one we have is not being in shape. This one can easily just be not that bad because you can not be in shape and still pull a girl. Will it help you? Obviously not, but you can still get bitches. To cut a long story short, it can be RP or if you weigh 1,000 pounds, or it could just be, you're too skinny for your face, or who cares. But regardless, it's just not that bad relative to RP or aura. Now, this is the list. If you catch yourself trying too hard, if you catch yourself being boring, you're killing your aura. These are just the habits that just won't help you long term. If you really like this girl, you can't be displaying these non-hooper traits. You can't be a brown shirt in gray pants. You can't have a 55 overall. You want to be a true hooper. You want to put your ball in her hoop, and displaying these habits just won't be in your best favor. Regardless, like, comment for part 2. Man, let's hoop.